Well, hello there, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your satisfying, sexual, romantic, intimate soulmate read. That's why we're just calling it a soulmate read for December-ish 2019. Timeless, though. My readings are timeless. Might as well be. People are watching them out of order, whatever. So whenever you're supposed to watch it is when you're supposed to see it. Welcome to nonlinear reality, right? I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Pleasure to be here. President of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive. I'm actually really happy to be doing this work. I am Venus in Libra, so this one may concern me. It may not. I never really know until the cards hit the table. So these are always a little bit more fun for me when I've got a planet in the game, so to speak. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers, you know, to start with, so that I can do super live chat, and I'll even do something called Drunk Tarot once a month for the first couple of months. We see how it goes. There's a video I did about that in the description box below. There's a lot in the description box below. My second ebook, Words of Grace, is on sale. Marked it down. $10 for the month of December. Get it for yourself. Believe me, it'll help you get through the holidays, and you really want to kick off 2020 with some grace. That book saved my life. Wrote it last year, released it at Yule, winter solstice last year. So it's fine. Dropped it $10 for a month. Hope you enjoy it. Maybe for January. We'll see. Whatever the guides say, I will do. Corporate president that I am. This is a soulmate read. A soulmate is a soul contract made between two souls incarnating that are chosen to incarnate. It's written into the script that their contract will be to help each other heal. You certainly have more than one soulmate. Family members can be soulmates, best friends, satisfying. Symbiotic, you help each other heal. That's the core of a soulmate contract, different than twin flame. We'll talk about that in the next series. Don't even want to touch twin flames right now. But the satisfying ones, that you help each other heal. Bottom line. These readings, not what I've done before. When I've done them before, it's been about, well, whatever form they're supposed to take, and let's get down to it. We want to know about the romantic, sexual, intimate soulmates. What else are people... You've got issues with family, like, they'll work themselves out or they don't. You know what you want, and I can feel that in the collective. So Spirit has directed me to do specifically that. And what we're looking at is a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, romantic, intimate, sexual partnership, right? Isn't that covering a lot of bases? May not cover every base, and you know what I mean by happy and healthy and wealthy and wise. It's larger than just what's on the surface of that, right? Let something be wealthy in terms of satisfaction, in terms of time, and you're right that it's all in balance, right? Like a happy economy within the thoughts and feelings and will and desires and passions, all of that in abundance, but healthy and in balance, right? Got to remember, psychology hasn't existed for thousands of years. We've been trying to nail this particular contract for thousands of years in the collective. So, you know, let's see where we are in all of that, shall we? We are going to be looking at the two people involved in the conflict as a conflict for Jungian slip, contract. As divine feminine and divine masculine. That has nothing to do with bodily gender, more energetic dynamic, and I am shuffling the crap out of these cards because there seem to be so many repeaters every time I do this, and I might just be tuning to the same archetypal patterns, but just really make sure I'm giving them the good shuffle I know I can give them. Cool. Please remember to breathe. You'll be able to identify if you are the divine feminine or the divine masculine in this pretty quickly once the first two cards are dealt and explained. But it might also be both. I've seen that happen in my own readings where it's like, well, that's my own inner male and inner female, if you want to call it that, divine masculine, divine feminine mirrored in a relationship. So you can take it a whole bunch of different ways. Cool. Please remember to breathe. As you breathe, you're in the present moment, tuning to the same frequency I'm tuning to, except I'm shuffling the cards and bringing it through in words. So I'm doing more, I guess, the yin and yang, right? Receiving, transmitting. But if you can just stay focused on the breath as you go, you will know if this is your read. It's a general read anyway, so check your other signs. Not all of it may fit, right? And don't put yourself through the mental gymnastics of trying to make sense of it either. Just let it wash through you as you breathe. Cool, cool. Let's do this. Ah, my Libras, my Libras, my Libras. Here we go. I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved in the quantum field, please. One card in clarity for the divine feminine partner in this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, on its way there, soulmate contract. Romantic, intimate, sexual partnership on its way there. For December-ish 2019, but timeless. We got one for the divine feminine, please. One for the divine masculine as well. Face down. We'll look at them both at the same time. Oh, please. My collective pantheons. One for the divine masculine in this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. Satisfying, sexual, romantic, intimate relationship. Ready? The divine feminine. The hedonist. Yes, goddess. The hedonist. I have the hedonist. Lifelong. In my archetypal chart for the divine masculine, we've got the liberator, and the liberator was just in the Scorpio reading. So the liberator has popped up a couple of times. That's what I mean. It's like you're watching me shuffle, and I pre-shuffle and bless the decks before I hit record. So let's have a look-see-dooksy here, because this is very exciting. I'm kind of happy I've got Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra. The hedonist archetype, every archetype has its shadow and its light, its lead and its gold. We're all here at some point. We're all shooting for here. One would think a soulmate contract where the foundation is to help each other heal. This might be what you're helping each other heal, whether you are together, know each other, or apart, know each other or not, right? This is what's being healed within the divine feminine. Remember, you could be either, if you're a cross watcher, keep this in mind, shadow attribute of the hedonist, I think we're aware of it, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Really narcissistic, really, really toxic. It's ancient Rome. Like ancient Greece was bad enough, but ancient Rome really fucking crossed every T, dotted every I, however that is in Latin. The light attribute, what the divine feminine is shooting for here, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in life and in yourself. Yeah, celebrate the beauty in yourself, to celebrate the beauty in yourself, right? And that's not just the physical beauty. That is the beauty of the breath. That is the beauty of the blood. That is the beauty of your spirit, your soul shining through. Archetypes are all about soul power, right? So instead of at the detriment of others, or pursuing pleasurement to the detriment of your own health or someone else's, to really celebrate and embrace the beauty of life. Like the hedonist can really have a thing for flavor, like for food. I do. There's certain foods, like I know you can get sushi pretty much anywhere, but I really only eat sushi as celebratory food, because to me it is. It's just that's such a beautiful art form to me that I don't do it every day, so that it stays in that kind of sacred but yet very hedonistic place. Very exciting. Let's look at the divine masculine here with this liberator. Now this is the third time this has come up so far in this series. So we've done we've done Pisces, we've done Aquarius, we've done Capricorn, we've Sagittarius and Scorpio. So that's 3 out of 5, I believe. The shadow attribute of the liberator, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, right? So you go in, you liberate somebody, but then you bind them to you and never allow them to, stray outside of your liberation, which has become tyranny. Ignoring legitimate constraints, and I've been coming up with different examples for that each time. It's like, if someone has blood sugar issues and they can't eat birthday cake, then they can't eat birthday cake. Don't take it as a fucking insult. I'm gonna liberate you. Eat the sugar. No, right? It's like legitimate constraints. So, so don't ignore those, right? And we all do that. I mean, growing up, we all deal with the shadow sides of all of these archetypes. But it's about the evolution, consciousness, right? Becoming consciously aware. Because this stuff is in the collective unconscious. So this is all about our consciousness as well as our, get this word, conscience. Like, what is the Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, the angel on your shoulder saying, well, because that's the voice of grace, saying, this is not the healthiest thing we're about to do. Like, that's an angel saving your shit. Moving it up into the light attribute, the gold, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. So if you're the divine masculine in this, you're freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs. Like, there are just certain ideas that, what is a thought but an idea repeated, right? And given weight, given meaning, and shared, right? Like a thought shared is a thought strengthened. I think that's Course in Miracles. But to kind of like free yourself from that, right? I mean, there's so many examples because things are changing so fast. Just the whole gay marriage issue, just because I'm gay, I use that as an example. Oh, you didn't know? I'm so sorry. Go have your gaydar checked or get a new pendulum. So, like that thing of those old thoughts no longer serving, throwing those off and releasing negative thought patterns for not just yourself, but everyone around you who is willing. Otherwise, it's tyrannical. You with me? Good. We got a good vibe of the card here, really, the Hedonist and a Liberator, lovely pair. We are going to take the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, and we are going to pull 5 cards for the Divine Feminine Hedonist archetype in this, okay? Here we go. I'll call them out as we do. Please breathe. Oh, my goddesses, please. 5 cards, element spread for this Divine Feminine in this Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, romantic, intimate, sexual partnership, contract, dealio. Please, fire. What does this Divine Feminine Hedonist want? Element of fire. What does she have? What does she have to get her what she wants? The fuel that feeds the fire, earth. What is her element of air? What is she thinking about it? What is her element of water? What is she feeling about it? And what is the element of spirit, the point of view of the soul incarnate? That's a new way of saying that, and I really like that. I hope I remember that. Let's look for this Divine Feminine Hedonist. What does she want? Element of fire, Ace of Cups. She wants a new beginning. Now, whether these two know each other or not, we don't know yet. That might be your situation. That might not. Still too early. You're still probably figuring out which one you are. Well, this would help. What do I want? I want the Ace of Cups. I want that fresh, new drink of water, that taste of love, that taste of satisfying something. It's only an ace. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be embraced and grown, if you will. To allow that cup to overflow and make its journey through the suit of cups. I'm loving it. What's the earth? Now, this is the position of fire. It's a water card, but it's the position of fire. So think of a candle flame. This is the position of earth, the wax and the wick that feeds the flame, the fuel. And we've got another water card. 9 of Cups, Kuan Yin. Loving it, right? Seriously loving it. Think of that, the 9 of Cups, often considered the wish fulfillment card, right? The energy on this, that she's got the go with the flow kind of thing, that she's got her own intuitive, not just intuitive, she's got her own divine feminine flow. Like, she's feeling the divine through the realm of emotions, through love, through perhaps spiritual practice or depth or compassion. I mean, we're talking Kuan Yin, so there's definitely a thing of compassion. But definitely Kuan Yin, there is that flow of things, right? It's you're not quite at the 10, but all is well. all is well, all is well. So interesting that she's at the 9. Oh, but she wants the ace to make the 10 of cups. Got it. Got it. Well, that makes total sense. So where she is pretty good. Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, right? The Kuan Yin, let it flow, compassionate, allow all things to be as they are, for all things are serving the destiny. So what is she thinking about it? What's her element of air there? Aha. The card of oppression, the card of the devil, one of 2 cards in this deck that represent the devil, the other being the coyote, the trickster. So here on her mind, that is interesting because what she's got is this Kuan Yin go with the flow thing. So she's probably very, very aware of what the obstacles are, of what is repressing her, what is repressing the situation, or at least what has in the past. Now, certainly in the realm of air, this could be all belief-based, like maybe only the beliefs are getting in the way. However, if we look deeper into the card, we see there is a woman buried under stones. And if we look at the stones, we will see they are faces of other people. So often this is about societal oppression, what other people would think, our attachments, our codependencies, our fears of others in whatever way, shape, or form. In other words, usually seen as the chain around the neck of the little demonettes, Satan and the demonettes, ladies and gentlemen. You know, they could slip off the chain and walk away. This is more about, like, you know, getting over these things, pulling these things off of you, the attachments. And it's so interesting because there are ways out of this picture, but it is walking through fire. There are doorways and portals out, but scary, right? So chains of fear plaguing the mind. Now, for a hedonist, that can really be a buzzkill. That's probably the definition of buzzkill for a hedonist archetype like myself. But then again, we've got this liberator over here who's really good at breaking people from what? Outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns, right? So could very much be a very helpful, well, that's what a soulmate contract is. What is she feeling about this? Interesting. Capricorn card. Cannot tell you how many times Capricorn. And what there are 2 cards. There's 1 card in this deck that says Capricorn, and there's 1 in the Mythic Tarot, which I'll be clarifying for the Divine Masculine, talking about Capricorn. So the slow and steady wins the race. And once again, this is in the water position. Forget which reading it was, but it was probably like, I think it might have been Sagittarius that had Capricorn in the position of water here. So wanting, but not just wanting, but in that sense of the emotional field that it's been slow and steady wins the race, that it has been an uphill climb, but that it is something that is creating a highest potential, that there is a higher potential, if not a highest potential, being developed within the emotional field here for this hedonist. So this pain and this suffering that is mental may indeed be only mental. It might only be beliefs getting in the way. But there is something as a result that's been cultivated that has made the emotional field, perhaps even the intuitive field, stronger. So this wasn't stupid. Like, this isn't stupid stuff. It's that if it could have gone any other way, it would have gone another way, and that there was a weakness that is still being strengthened here emotionally. And sometimes it is the suffering that makes us stronger, in fact. What if that's the point of any type of suffering that's ever been, is to make the soul stronger, whether or not the personality was on board? The point of view of the incarnating soul. Knew it. There's the other one, the trickster card. We've got both devil cards. I fucking knew it when this one came out. As soon as I said the coyote card, I just fucking knew that the other one was going to be here. Damn it. Because this is really then the divine feminine really has to look at her shadow side, how she's tricking herself here. Now, considering, like I said, I have Venus in Libra, and I often define myself as a divine feminine, and I have the hedonist archetype. I also have the liberator archetype, not as strong as the hedonist in my archetypal chart. Go read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace. So I know what it's like to face fear. I know what it's like to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune outside, but to also deal with the thoughts, the beliefs, because that's what, for me, the path of true love is. The path of true love is not about you getting what you want. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, right? But you have 100% the right to want what you want, but there's no guarantee that you're going to get it. And that's just the way it is. I wish it was different. There are things that are written in our hearts and written in our souls that we came in to do in this life, but it's all for a larger, higher purpose than we can truly see. There is a much larger picture playing out. So what is it that we can do? Well, we can look at how we sabotage ourselves, right? The coyote, the trickster. Now, there are certain, from a soul's perspective, there's another way to look at this, to say that then all of this oppression is really a trick being played on you because it's a gift. Why? Because it is developing a deeper capacity for the hedonist to actually feel the beauty of life. In other words, when we suffer the long haul in suffering, like breakups, like getting over the separation of a marriage or a divorce or something long-term like that, or even through death, right? Loss of any kind, the wounds of abuse, the wounds of neglect, the wounds of codependency, all of that stuff, and a bag of chips. What if, from the soul's perspective, it's all a trick, and that the more you go through it, the more you create this launching pad, this springboard to experience the other end of all of that stuff. If you love what rises, that's what breaks the chains. You love the one. I love the one who's being oppressed within myself. It's okay to feel oppressed. I love you. Like, that's the inner parenting. That's how you become the mate to your own soul. You become your soulmate to that child. Really, the inner child is the heart chakra. Think about it. Chakras are databases, so it's holding every emotional twinge, nuance, and memory of anything that's happened to it in this life. That child, maybe even others. Right? So you can see that grace of endurance in the Capricorn, slow and steady wins the race. But that, from the soul's perspective, it's like, honey, this is going to turn around and work out for you in a way. I know it's an odd interpretation for what you would call the trickster, but since in the mind it seems like so much chaos and the devil and fear and chain and addiction and nightmare, that really it's like, just wait. Just you wait and see, because my hedonist, otherwise another archetype would have popped up there. This is better than anything you could have done on your own, and better than anything you can imagine. Because that's what soulmates fucking do. That's exactly what soulmate contracts do. These people show up out of nowhere in the nick of time to help each other heal. And when it is in that romantic context, that's the things that most of us dream of and want. But we have to be ready for it. And there's nothing that we can do to get ourselves ready for it except live life. And it hurts. Welcome to the Path of True Love, ladies and gentlemen. It is not the Love Boat. It is the fucking Poseidon Adventure most of the time. Let's take the Mythic Tarot and do the same. 5 cards for this Divine Masculine Liberator. Shall we please breathe? Oh my gods. Please, 5 cards. Element spread. For this Divine Masculine Liberator archetype in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for December-ish 2019, and timeless, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual contract. Element of fire, what does he want? Oh, element of earth, what has he got to get him what he wants? What is he thinking? Top of the deck. What is he feeling? Middle of the deck. And point of view, spirit of his soul. What does he want? 6 of Wands. He wants victory. Now that tells me already this liberator wants to fucking win, right? Has, I mean, this is 6 of Wands, right? Like, Rider-Waite deck, like riding on the horse, card of victory, right? The laurel wreaths of victory on him, right? The old symbol of Olympic winnery. They didn't have gold medals. They had wreaths of bay laurel. So that thing of the golden fleece, got it. Been there, got it, got the golden fleece, right? Not at the end of the journey, a 6, but definitely in a place. So wants very much that triumph, that victory as a liberator, right? To liberate oneself from that which stands in the way. And if beliefs are what's standing in the way, there's a good, like I said, good feel here. What has he got to feed the fire? Interesting. We've got the Aquarian card, the Queen of Swords, fixed air, Aquarian, seeing things from a higher point of view. Now that can mean, yes, this person is an Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, whatever, who cares? But that Aquarians usually have that ability to see things from a higher altitude. Fixed air, think stratosphere, right? The layers of the atmosphere that are closest to space, that are frozen, like they don't really move, but they have altitude, right? So that from that place you see down, and then it's like GPS. It's easy to say, well, you can go that way if you want, but that's really limited. Like there's some real limiting beliefs in that. Or you can go this way that might be a bit more scenic, but will actually take you there faster in a more pleasurable way, right? And a liberator could do that. A liberator archetype could have that Aquarian, perhaps a bit dry, perhaps a bit truthful, but considering the amount of water we've got going on here with the Divine Feminine, that's okay. This is a nice balance that we start off with fire and air when we've got so much water, earth, and really 2 major arcana cards there too. So let's keep going. What does he think? What's going on in the mental field? Well, okay, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords here, like in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it is being bound. In this case, caught between the Furies and Apollo, right? Caught between a rock and a hard place, mentally, not just conflict, but a bit of a stalemate. So here, even the liberator himself, again, we're not talking bodily gender, might very well be in one of those places themselves. Not maybe to the extent of the Divine Feminine Hedonist, because that's major arcana. This is minor arcana, but still, it's the 8 of Swords. It's that sort of, you know, blindfolded, bound, perhaps bound to a specific belief system, but one that he must liberate himself from, particularly the amount of air energy, right? We're talking Libra here. Really, either one of these could be a Libra. I guess that's true of any of the signs I read for. But because of the mental energy, the element of air here in this one, I'm more, like if I was just going to go by element, this one definitely feels more air signy Libra, the Divine Masculine than the Divine Feminine. So what's going on here in the emotional field? Well, 5 of Cups. So definitely emotional upset. So this Divine Masculine might be going through a heartbreak or at least a heart shakeup of their own, where something was revealed that caused some sort of emotional storm, some sort of emotional change, some sort of emotional turbulence. Usually in this deck, something is, a truth is revealed that knocks over 4 cups, but leaves 1 remaining that really can be quite satisfying and something rebuilt from. And here's that 1 of Cups still standing there. These two might know each other, but again, that's going to play itself out differently, because it can be that this one wants another try, is feeling very compassionate, has the compassion to give this another try, but they definitely share, there's some mental stuff in the way here. So let's look from the point of view of the soul. Yeah, here's the 10 of Pentacles though. This is solid, this is stable, this is a necessary glitch going on here. What's the necessary glitch? Something that you get it while it's at glitch phase, so it doesn't go into full-blown catastrophe later on, right? Something that can be ironed out, and it is something belief-oriented, which means it may not even be true, right? Like the things that we believe are true that are not. And certainly that's indicated in the card of oppression there, the card of the devil, usually a fear-based thought, or perhaps in the case of the liberator, and outmoded, freeing yourself and others from outmoded belief. So there's a difference perhaps between a fearful belief and an outmoded belief. Here's an example of an outmoded belief. To a little 4-year-old kid, don't talk to strangers. Absolutely. Little kids should pretty much still never talk to strangers, particularly online. Who the fuck knows what's going on there? But it was like that when I was a kid. I was born in 1968. Still don't talk to strangers. Not great in a 24-year-old. right? You gotta fucking order your pizza somehow, right? You have to talk to strangers sooner or later, right? So that's more of an outmoded belief, right? Don't talk to, can trust no one, trust no one. We all go through phases of that in our lives, but sooner or later we have to let that go, particularly if we're wanting that Ten of Pentacles stability with family and wealth, happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. So in terms of this soulmate contract, manifesting something happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise, it feels like the constituent pieces are there, but this is an ongoing journey, and certainly what both of them want, the Divine Feminine wants the new beginning, the Ace of Cups emotionally, and the Divine Masculine wants the Six of Wands, the victory. Feels like it's doable, it's just going to take some work. When do relationships not? Even soulmate contracts. You help each other heal. It doesn't mean you always see eye to eye, but it does mean that the relationships, you usually buff each other out. Like, they work themselves out over time because you help each other heal near or far, right? What we're going to do, 2 cards face down, Whispers of Love Oracle, one for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine, to give a little clarity, a little guidance, and I love these. Please breathe. Higher selves of all involved, please. 1 card for the Divine Feminine Hedonist archetype. In this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign, soulmate contract, satisfying soulmate, sexual, romantic, intimate, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contract, please. 1 for the Divine Feminine face down, and please the same for the Divine Masculine in this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign, soulmate, sexual, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate contract. December 2019 and beyond. Timeless. Shall we? The Divine Feminine God, have patience. Love is patient and kind. Always. And, you know, she's got that with that Kuan Yin there, right? Patient and kind. But who does she need to be patient with? Herself. Particularly herself. Emotionally. Slow and steady wins the race. If there is a healing process going on here, don't rush yourself. You want to tell that child, as well as the cells in your body, whatever needs to be healed, you take your time. Your timetable, not mine. How may I serve you? You need to rest, we rest. It's a great way to dissolve sadness, right? It's just rest. Sometimes we just need rest. Our nervous systems are so inflamed and so exhausted that we're just sad about anything. It does happen. It needs time for integration and process. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always, and slow and steady wins the race emotionally. Really, it feels like then as those clouds sort of dissipate, then the trick will be revealed, and I don't feel like it's a nasty trick. I feel like it's like, well, you thought it was hell on earth, where really it was a big setup for you to get not just what you want, but what you need in terms of a soul contract. For the Divine Masculine, what has he got? Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. And that's what's going to liberate the Divine Masculine here, is love, not more thought. Because this thing about the Eight of Swords, I've even heard other readers say it, where you're not actually trapped, right? You're not actually blindfolded and bound. You believe you are, right? That's why it's an 8. It seems like a real solid physical manifestation, but it's not. That's why you still have the 9 and the 10. The 10 is the completion of that cycle, and most decks are really horrific. In the Daughters of the Moon, not so much. It's about resolution. All the pieces of the puzzle coming on the table, and you go, ah, right? The picture presents itself. Clarity of mind. So in this Eight of Swords, treasure your loved ones. Love deeply. It says right in it, it is important to love others deeply. And that doesn't just mean this Divine Feminine. Love yourself deeply. If you're the Divine Masculine here, love that child within your heart. Really, the same for the Divine Feminine. Be doing that. Be compassionate and loving and kind to that child of the heart, because it is the inner child. I mean, it's spiritually, absolutely, we all know, got to do our inner child work. But just from purely a clinical psychological point of view, I am not a psychologist, but I've studied enough, and believe me, the child archetype through Jung alone is a lifetime's worth of research and experience. That child has a lot of power, and if you really link it to the heart chakra, the emotional center, then that child has almost all the power, because it's in its innocence. When it feels healthy, when it feels safe, that allows divine power to flow through us. Love is divine power. So to love deeply, it takes the innocence of the child, and it is, you know, the holidays. So you got that going for you, Divine Masculine Liberator. Liberate yourself through loving deeply, treasuring those you love. One more card. Journey of Love Oracle. It's tied all together, hopefully in a nice bow. It usually does. So we're just going to get one for the whole contract itself. I'm going to read it from the book because the book is a hell of a lot better than anything I could interpret it as. Plus there's poetry in it, which is worth reading. Breathe. Breathe. Balance. Inhale. Exhale. My Libras. We started with the collective pantheons. We conclude with the collective pantheons. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, a Journey of Love Oracle card for this Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract. For December-ish 2019 and beyond, but we are talking clarify this, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, romantic, intimate, soulmate, satisfying, symbiotic, help each other heal, soul contract. Throwing cards for you, Lib. What do you got? Cosmic Butterfly, number 36. 6 and 3 makes 9, so can indicate a completion. Oh, number 37, only missed by 1. I like this card. You are being reborn from the pulsating womb of the Divine Mother, on fire with her creative power. You are being transformed whilst living. To surrender certainty in favor of openness. To accept the smallness of your everyday life whilst admitting to the magnificence of your being. To open up to the divine light that pours through you in a myriad of forms, endlessly creating, destroying, creating again. This is your sacred task. So think like the beating of a butterfly wing, right? It's like in the simplest move, everything I'm doing is connected to the one. A bit of a paradox going on here. That there is something cosmic going on in this thing, but it is probably being done in these a lot of little detail-y ways that in the whole will create almost like an impressionist painting when you pull back. Be able to see the larger picture of it. That's the divine plan for you. Life is thriving within you. This may not feel stable as yet, but will certainly feel exciting as you enter into yet another cycle of rebirth. So obviously the butterfly emerging from the cocoon. Let this life seem as though you are living many lifetimes in one, right? What is the first line? You're being reborn from the pulsating womb of the Divine Mother, right? So that you're going to live many lifetimes in this lifetime. Honey, I need past life regression to remember the 90s. It is possible for you to encounter the totality of human experience in this lifetime should you be open to it. This is treading the enlightened path, embracing all of life, which means all of the joy, all of the fear, all of the sorrow, all of the pain, all of the bliss, the whole fucking menu. You have chosen this for yourself and have been blessed with it as a possibility this lifetime. Why not let yourself be broken down and reborn through the workings of nature? In other words, life is making you become who you were born to be. Another life within this one beckons you on now. The message for you from this oracle is that if your life feels like it is falling apart, don't know many people who aren't, then take heart, for it is falling apart to come back together in a new way. You are going through rebirth, just like a butterfly in a chrysalis. The agony and the delight, the sense of dying and being truly alive can all be held in the serene space of your heart. Surrender into what you are becoming now, and know that what you are leaving behind is but a shell that once will have held your fast emerging new self. Yeah, after 2019, I'm down with that. Been in my chrysalis cocoon phase. The poem, Please Breathe. The breeze of the butterfly's wings caresses the stillness of my thoughts and awakens feelings that course through my veins, like the whale's song to the ocean's depths. There wells in me a knowing and a wonder for what is yet to be. As a last card down, I'm going to say this is that these two, if they have met, it's been a brief thing. But if they haven't met, that is an indication of the rebirth both are going through as this soulmate contract begins coming together. It would make sense that they kind of have been through a death process, an isolation process in that cosmic butterfly to now be birthed. In other words, this one takes two cosmic butterflies. Where are you? Egg, larva, chrysalis, butterfly. Really, they're the four directions. Let's do your overview. Magic clap. We've got the divine feminine here as the hedonist archetype. In the shadow, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Light attribute, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself, which for what she wants, that element of fire, she's got the Ace of Cups, she wants that new beginning of love, she's feeling it, she wants her happiness, she wants her hedonistic happiness here, and what she's got in her element of earth there, the Nine of Cups, she's got the grace, the flow, she's got the relaxed, the ability to just kind of ride things out here. It is the wish fulfillment card, so there is some kind of emotional, compassionate, content, something spiritual going on there, really affecting the emotions. Considering the mind, there's a lot going on here about oppression, limiting thoughts, toxic thinking, addictive pattern, her own, someone else's, and of course with the hedonist, when are you not going to run into attachments and addictive patterning, not just with things, but with people, perhaps codependent, abusive, neglectful, codependent relationship ties on the mind, right? Maybe she's healed a bunch of them, but they're still on her mind. That might still be the last little bit of the process of healing going on inside the chrysalis for this cosmic butterfly to emerge. Because what's going on for her emotionally is definitely that path of endurance, that Capricorn wanting something stable, something sane, something symbiotic, something sympathetic, something satisfying, something sure, right? May be slow and steady, gets the race, but better that than the crushing weight of the oppression. And then in the position of spirit there, the soul is kind of saying, yeah, this is all a trick. We had to make you go this way so that you would be prepared for this magnificent butterfly that you are becoming, because there's another butterfly waiting to meet you, and you're going to help each other heal and transform this planet for the well-being of all. Let's look at that other... Oh, by the way, what does she have at the bottom of all of this from the higher self? Have patience. Love is patient and kind. Always, with the exclamation point on the always. The divine masculine here. Liberator archetype in the shadow, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. In the light, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. I get that in the fire, the element of fire has got a fire card. This liberator wants the Six of Wands, wants the Golden Fleece, wants to overcome the 5 to get to the 6 to have victory, but is still not all the way home. What he has here, the Queen of Swords, is that perspective, is that altitude, is perhaps that cutting, but cutting both ways logic, the ability to see the larger picture and see larger patterns, yet at the same time in his own mental field. The Eight of Swords in this place of thinking oneself as trapped, experiencing oneself as trapped, but very similar to the Divine Feminine with the card of oppression, may all just be in the mind, may just be the very beliefs and outmoded negative thought patterns that the liberator wants to be free from exist in both, and that would make sense in a soulmate contract coming together or in the process of about to come together. Because definitely with the 5 of Cups here emotionally, there is emotional upset. 4 out of 5 cups spilled, usually as a result of something being brought to light, an emotional upset that causes some emotional pain. But the soul is saying, 10 of Pentacles, this is something stable. This is something healthy. This is something that can be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise, both within the individual and within the relationship itself. And the message from the higher self for the divine masculine liberator is treasure your loved ones. It is important to love each other deeply, that it is through the opening of the heart that will balance the mind. It's not so much that we fight the darkness with a baseball bat, we turn on a light. And fear is not so much a thing unto itself as it is an absence of love, just as shadow is not really a thing unto itself, it is an absence of light. And with that overlighting card, that cosmic butterfly, that perhaps they are in different stages. If you look at the 4 stages of the butterfly, starts as an egg, right, becomes a caterpillar or a larva, then goes into chrysalis pupa stage, right, the cocoon, and then emerges as the butterfly. Well, wherever they are, it does feel like the divine feminine's probably in a bit more of the pupa and the chrysalis, and probably true as well for the divine masculine, because they're really still in that mind part of it, the figuring it out, the mental, emotional part of it probably needs the rest, but that they are preparing to emerge as the cosmic butterfly to both of them deal with this chaotic falling apart that may be going on in their lives, to reestablish a new foundation together in a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate, loving, romantic, sexual, intimate contract. So there you have it. My Librans, lovely, lovely read. Very happy to be having that myself, and will absolutely keep an eye on the trickster and the devil card in my own life. I have no issues embracing the shadow. I named my new home after the Elysian Fields, essentially the spa section of the underworld. Very comfy. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this did help. Please like, subscribe, comment in the box below. Let me know. I keep forgetting to say that. Comment in the box below. I love to hear. You know, it's weird kind of given the forecast and never getting to hear about how it turns out, the weather, so to speak. So wishing you all the very best and the very best. Blessed. Please do check out stuff in the description box. And like and subscribe. Help me get to 1,000. Oh, and if you want more of me, I do have a Facebook group, the Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for short. Closed Facebook group, which means nobody really knows you're in it unless they're in it with you. Cool, cool. Links for all of that in the box below. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed. May the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed in their soulmate relationships, that they may learn, heal, become the best that they can be, and help each other heal, fulfilling their satisfying soulmate, romantic, intimate, sexual partner contract for their well-being and for the well-being of all. And may we all be blessed with that and by that. And so it is. Have a lovely, lovely day. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed be.